you know, you got your stretching, try to get your stretching in for the day. It's kind of like your massage and just feels all good and nice. But then you want to get like your strength conditioning in and your exercise in, even if that just means walking. For the times that I felt the energy, I just tried to take advantage of that time and organize and clean and just get things tidy around the house. But for the majority of the time, I was really just so exhausted and I did not want to do much. Or go to scripture and just really let God breathe in truth to me, because I need that all the time. Hello everybody. Thank you so much for coming back here and continuing to watch my channel. My name is Brittany. I am a mom of one and I live in Minnesota. I'm a wife and I'm still working on that intro, but I am just really excited to be here with you guys and to sit down and chat with you all. Have some coffee or tea or a shake if you have that. Currently what I'm drinking right now is the Vega protein powder, and then I'll put some almond milk in there, coconut milk, almond butter. I do some chia seeds sometimes and some ice, and it's so good and it's so creamy. I think the coconut milk really does it. I just really wanted to make this video for any of you that are expecting right now, or maybe aren't even pregnant yet, but just know that that could be an option for you in the future, and you just want to prepare yourself as much as you can and just to know kind of what to expect about it. So I'm just sharing my own personal experience, and I already made a video on my first trimester, so if you haven't checked out that, please go do that. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel as well, because I make a lot of videos on pregnancy and mom life and just a lot of vlogs and different things. So I am at 28 weeks and I'll be 29 weeks in like 3 days. So this is the bump, and I will say I am almost 6 feet tall. I'm a very tall gal, so I feel like when you're taller, you don't show as much. There's just more space in your torso, unless you have a shorter torso, but like everybody's body's different. And something that I've kind of learned from my first pregnancy, because I was worrying too much, like thinking I wasn't showing right away, and I just felt like I wasn't big enough, and I actually wanted to have like that nice big round belly by like at least my second trimester, and that didn't happen for me, and that didn't happen for this pregnancy either. And I would get comments all the time like, you're not showing enough, or what, you're already that much along, but you're not even showing anything. And then it made me feel like, well, it just made me feel like I wasn't eating enough, even though I was eating a ton all the time. And it just made me feel like, well, that person thinks I must not be nourishing my body and the baby well or something. But just remember, you are doing your best you can. You are, you know, as long as you're eating and exercising, drinking enough water. Like, honestly, those comments, I know it can get annoying at times, but I've learned to just remember they're well intended and nobody means harm by them, but it does get to be a little annoying sometimes, so I get it. I feel like for me, I just really want to be as comfy as I can this pregnancy, especially now that I'm showing more, just getting bigger more. I've been wearing a lot more dresses like this one. So honestly though, I haven't like even gone out and like bought really expensive things. Like I would just go to thrift stores, or my sister just loaned me some of her dresses. So like find people in your circle if you can that maybe are trying to get rid of clothes, or just something to borrow for just those small short months you have with your pregnant body. And also leggings have been really great. Generally just find something that is nice and comfy, feels good on you, feels like you just really feel good in your own body, and you feel confident and you feel like you look good, because it can be so discouraging when we know we're getting bigger and we know like you just don't feel your best anyway. And so I feel like take the time to just, you know, give love on yourself, and if you need to like go out and get a new dress or something, like I said, I feel like do that for yourself, because if that's going to help you raise your mood or just make you feel more confident, then I think that is totally worth it. Sleepwear is also a really good one too. I try to wear something like silky-ish or satin material that really helps too, especially if you're pregnant during the summertime. It can get really hot, especially at night. So even sometimes I'll just sleep in my underwear and that's it. So you know, just do what feels right for you and no shame. Also for bra size, you guys probably already know how to like measure your bra size, but just make sure you're getting the correct bra size for yourself, especially because you're in your second trimester, or you're going to be, and your boobs will get bigger. So just take the time to measure it. Measure your band size, measure the bust, and then subtract the numbers. So you'll take your band size, subtract from the bust, and then say you get 3 inches off. So then that would be a C cup. So A, B, C. So if it was 2 inches, it'd be a B cup. If it was 5 inches, E cup. So just really figure that out for yourself, because that'll help you so much to try to feel more comfortable, especially up there. And just find a good material that you really like, even if it means spending a little bit more on that comfier material that you really like. So I mentioned this last time in my first trimester video, but I've just been really tired all the time. I feel like I got a little bit of bursts of energy here and there just for a couple days, but it didn't last. But for the times that I felt the energy, I just tried to take advantage of that time and organize and clean and just get things tidy around the house. But for the majority of the time, I was really just so exhausted and I did not want to do much. And when my daughter was napping, I would usually take the time to nap myself. So do that for yourself. If you're not genuinely a person that likes to rest, like I know it can be really difficult, especially if you like to just stay busy and productive. I definitely relate to that. So, but really take that time for yourself and just remember it's just a season. You'll get through it. And hopefully, fingers crossed, for your third trimester, you'll have that more energy, more of that nesting attitude to want to actually do more things around the house. This was the big one for me. So for, the past 3 months of this trimester, I got sick a ton. And I actually just Googled this because I kind of just wanted to prepare more for this video, just to make sure like I know kind of what symptoms to expect even if I didn't get them. And one of the things was nasal problems that you might experience. So I didn't realize that that's actually a thing. So but we did have COVID like a month and a half ago, and I'm still recovering from that, and I still have like a cold and a cough and a runny nose, headaches. I've been using Tylenol for that. You can use Tylenol during pregnancy, so that's great. I also learned that saline rinses or drops can really help with that. I've never used that, but that's what I Googled, and that's what it said to use on the Mayo Clinic website. So you can check that out and try that for yourself if that works for you. So you might get a little dry around your nose if you're obviously blowing your nose a lot and rubbing it. So I try to use Vaseline on there, or just some sort of nice moisturizer on there. Drinking water always goes a long way whenever you're sick or not. Yeah, guys, it was miserable, honestly. I'm just so glad that I'm feeling a lot better since then, but it just took me so long to like finally get to a spot where like I just feel normal again, you know. And I think it's harder too when you have a toddler around and then have to think about, you know, running around the house with them and taking care of everything else, and it can be a lot. But yeah, at the same time, like my husband knew like I was in this season where I just needed that time to rest, so that was his time to like kind of pick up the things that I'm slacking on, and so he gave me more of that time to rest, and I really appreciate that. So try to find that circle of people, that support system in your life, and even if it's just a couple people, that really helps. And do not ever feel bad for asking for help. That I struggle with that so much still, but I feel like as I get older, I understand more. Like being a mom is so hard, guys, and being pregnant can be so hard, and so I can relate. Like it just makes me like want to help a pregnant mom even more after this pregnancy, especially, and once I have more energy, and see if I can pay that forward to them. The other big thing that I hated during this trimester was getting acid reflux. It didn't feel like heartburn to me. It was really just in the throat and esophagus area. Obviously, I was drinking plenty of water, trying to elevate my pillow at night so I could kind of be up more, because like when you're just on your head, flat on your head like that, that's where it can kind of cause issues. I'm also learning to eat slower. I really need to eat slower and eat smaller meals. I love food, guys. I eat so much food, but yeah, I'm trying to work on that and just take the time, and then you're more present with your food and you can enjoy it more that way. And also avoid late snacking if you can. That's something I also struggle with. Guys, like now that I'm in my almost done with second trimester, I have just been feeling all these cravings like for sugar and for the processed foods and like all the foods that would give me acid reflux. But if you can, try to avoid that as much as you can. I mean, everybody's different. It might not affect you that much. I know if you have like honey or syrup, agave, I don't think those affect acid reflux as much, but I know like on the Mayo Clinic website, it said try not to have processed sugar in excess and avoid snacking at night if you can. I really like to have dessert at night though, but I'm gonna try my best to just have like a little piece of fruit instead or something, and I feel like that would help a lot better. So just gotta make little small baby steps. Another thing that I've been really experiencing lately, that I definitely experienced during Aria's pregnancy as well, is my legs are cramping up so much more. I have that restless leg syndrome, especially right before I go to bed, which really sucks because I don't get enough sleep. I've also been having more pelvic pain down there. So I've really been trying to make an effort. I need to do a better job at this, but to stretch more and just try to stretch every day if you can. And especially if it's the leg cramping, like try to do it right before bed, so then you can really just get all those muscles, you know, not so tense anymore and just feeling more loose and just ready to relax. It's been helping a lot though when I can take the time to stretch or just do like a little deep set squat too for my pelvic pain, and that really opens things up down there. I'm going to actually make a video on how I'm prepping my body for labor, because since I am doing a home birth too, I definitely like want to make sure I'm in as good like physical shape as I can, but also mental and emotional as well. Also, something just in general that I've been trying to do is just stay more active. So try to think, you know, you got your stretching, try to get your stretching in for the day. It's kind of like your massage and just feels all good and nice. But then you want to get like your strength conditioning in and your exercise in, even if that just means walking, you know. Literally that's just what I've been doing mostly. Maybe doing some stairs up and down, but other than that, it's mostly just been walking and taking it easy on my body. Especially, you know, having a toddler, I just don't have that energy that I did before having her. And I used to run all the time and do all these crazy intense workouts, and like I want to do those again in the future, and I just have to remind myself again, this is just a season, so you will get to do those things again if you really love to do all that. But if you are more laid back and just want to have just some sort of movement every day, just think of walking and or swimming or biking or anything like that, and you don't have to feel guilty that you didn't do more or something, because even walking is just so great. Okay, so I'm going to also just touch on a few things that I personally didn't really experience much of, but you might, so just be aware of that. So one of the things was your gums could bleed, especially if you floss every day, which is great, but like especially if you haven't flossed in a while, you kind of notice your gums will bleed and they're more sensitive. But say you floss every day and now you're pregnant and you notice you're bleeding more, like just know that's normal. Obviously, all these things I'm mentioning, if it's happening too often or too in excess, then you do want to go talk to a professional, to your professional health provider for that. Also, Braxton Hicks contractions is something pretty common too. You might be feeling like more tightness in your abdomen area. You might also experience vaginal discharge, so that would totally be normal, and it's usually just going to be wet, sticky, and white color or clear color. But if it does smell weird, or just a strong odor, or if it's painful in any way, or it's a different color, like just a weird color, then that's definitely shows signs of concern that you can reach out to a professional health provider as well. The last thing that I did mention in my first trimester video that I'm still dealing with, I feel like I'll be dealing with this throughout my whole pregnancy, would just be being very emotional right now. I'm definitely not as emotional as I was for first trimester, but that's something you might experience too. I feel like for me though, it's more just been worrying about a lot of things, like worrying how are we gonna handle having 2 kids at once? How's labor gonna go? How are we gonna afford this baby? You know, like just paying for the bills and everything. And summer's tougher for us financial wise. So it's just, there's just a lot of things that have been a rise of concern for us, but at the same time, you know, as we know as Christians, we know God is providing for us. And I actually did make a video on that. If you want to check that out, I can just put that in the show notes too or something. But I just made a video on how instead of looking towards like worrying all the time and things that are going on in our life, like we can look to God and we can look to Christ and all that he's done for us, and how he just gives us so much peace and comfort even through our worrying and our struggles, and that's so amazing. So yeah, I definitely like to go to the word, go to scripture, and just really let God breathe in truth to me, because I need that all the time. It's so easy to just let your mind race to the worst thing possible that could happen, or just things that are going on. Like even today, I was just worrying so much about the littlest things, or about money, and it's such petty things if you really think about it. Like God's over there just saying, he's just looking at us thinking, okay, I know it seems like it's bad right now, but really, it's just a little sting. It's just a little bee sting. It's just a little stub toe. You're gonna be okay. I got you. I have that Band-Aid for you, or I have even more than that, you know, like I can heal you completely, and that's what he does for us every day. Another thing that like I've been worrying a lot about labor, and just thinking like I'm not in as much physical condition as I used to be, and I just don't know how having a home birth is gonna go this time around. But I know just thinking positively, and I know maybe it's kind of cliche, but like really, like your mindset is everything. Like it's so great when you can feed your mind just really positive, encouraging things. So I've been listening to a lot of podcasts lately, a lot of like labor videos, especially positive labor videos. I've been trying to talk to people just in person or over the phone or something that have just had really great labors as well. Just watching other women go through that too really lets me know I can do this too, and it's gonna be okay. So, and I've already done it before, and especially if you've already done this before too, like no sweat, you can do it. And if you've never done this before, then I hope this video has helped you. And there's definitely, like, YouTube is your best friend, guys. Like I love watching other people's labor videos, home birth videos, hospital videos, like whatever you really want to watch, because it's just so motivating, I feel like, and it can just really let you know I can do this too. I think that's everything that I wanted to get through. So I hope you enjoyed our time. I think I want to call these chats Sit with Brit or something. I don't know. What do you guys think? You can comment down below. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this, and I really had a fun time recording this. I was actually planning on recording this like in 2 days, but I was just so excited. I've been really just loving having a YouTube channel and just creating content for you guys. And honestly, like editing is so fun, so I'm excited to edit this. But I just really am praying for you all, if you are expecting, or if you're not currently pregnant but you're praying for a baby right now, or if you're going through infertility. I just want you to know I'm here for you. I'm praying, and comment down below if you need those prayers specifically for you. And yeah, let's just love on each other. All right, you guys take care and have a wonderfully